my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. I'm feeling very self-conscious about my makeup. First of all, I tried doing a like 90s grungy like bold lip liner, light like pale kind of dead lip gloss look, and then also my brows are just way too bold, especially for not having any eyeshadow on. So yeah, hopefully when I add some eyeshadow, I'm planning on doing a very bold look today. Hopefully that will help. But yeah, this will be my my first two looks, one palette for the year. I originally was not going to continue this series into 2026. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by the cars passing by on the road behind me. I had my window open for the cats, and then of course, as soon as I sit down to record, they just go on my bed anyway. But yeah, I originally was not going to continue this series because I'm doing my palette throwback series, which I will also be doing once a month. But then someone asked for me to continue doing it, so of course I had to, because I always do like whatever you guys tell me to do. Like I know where I came from, I know where home is. Anything you guys want, you can get. But I thought I would do this series a bit differently. Also, if you can hear that in the background, that's my cat's water fountain because I need to put more water in it so it's gurgling. I wanted to this year only put in my palettes that were like my very favorite formulas and my very favorite palettes, of course, that are not already palettes in my Pan Those Palettes series or my Project Level Up Light. So none of those three in my Pan That Palette video, and then none of my Sephora palettes. Other than that, all 12 palettes that I will be featuring in this series this year will be just like basically my top favorite eyeshadow palettes. But my top favorite eyeshadow palettes that I can do two looks with, so pretty much all of my like monochromatic all matte palettes from Dose of Colors did not make the cut, unfortunately, but I used those much last year. So yeah, I'm just really excited to start this series. And the reason why I'm wearing such a bold, grungy, cool tone look is because the first palette that will be featured in the series is my Huda Beauty Pretty Grunge palette. I love this. I mean, I was gonna say I love this palette so much, but like as I just said, I love all of these palettes so much, but I love this palette so much. It is just like, this was something that I needed to buy because I just love my Pretty Cool palette from Dose of Colors so much, which again I will not be featuring in this series because it's a 5-pan all matte monochromatic palette. But this kind of has the same vibe, and I was thinking my lip would go maybe halfway decently with this palette. This is probably the only time this entire year that I will be doing this lip combination, which is, they're both in my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's the dark brown lip liner from ABH, and then the very light lip gloss from Dose of Colors. Yeah, this is definitely out of my comfort zone, but I thought this was the perfect and probably only opportunity that I would ever have to wear those exact two lip products together. So this is the palette that I will be doing two different looks with, I think, because if you just get rid of, how am I going to do this? If you get rid of these two columns, everything else is very, like it says, like grungy and dark and just kind of very cool toned. I mean, the whole palette's cool toned, but it gives off pretty much the exact same vibe. But then these two columns I feel like are very like nice, approachable, neutral kind of color story. So I think I'm gonna split this palette up into those two sections and maybe do like a nice everyday appropriate like work office look on one side, and then the like very vampy, bold, grungy, dark, purpley look on the other eye, because I don't know, I feel like that would just showcase this palette's versatility. But yeah, I haven't planned out exactly what those looks are yet, as always. So I'll just get started. Other than that, like one neutral nude, like metallic shimmer in the palette, these are all of the non-matte shades. Actually, also other than that one cream shade, which I don't think I'm gonna use because it's a black. But yeah, these are all of the non-matte shades in the palette. I kind of just wanted to look at them because I really can't decide what I'm gonna do for the like bold eye. So I think for now I'm gonna start with the neutral one, and as always I'll prime my eyes with the Milani eyeshadow base. I'll probably set my eyeshadow primer with this shade, which is called Heroin, which is actually like an almost slightly peachy, sorry, there's like a hair on my eyelashes, but like very light cream shade. And I'm just gonna use this like fluffy brush. Oh my goodness, guys, how are your holidays? Mine were just crazy. I feel like that nude metallic is kind of more like slightly mauve leaning, and these are, oh my god, you can't even see it. Can't even see it. I got my ring light finally. But I just haven't had time to set it up. I really don't, never mind, I don't know how to show you these colors. I'll just look at it with my own eyes, then you'll see it on the screen. This matte Love Anarchy, which is actually a very light mauve, even though it doesn't look like it, I'm going to just put all over like my crease area kind of, and then up into the transition. But I'll probably have to build this quite a bit, but oh, maybe not too much. I can already kind of see that. I really wish I had like proper lighting right now. This palette is very powdery too. I forgot that about this eyeshadow palette. I literally just uploaded, like right before this, just uploaded my makeup collection video. Oh my gosh, that took me between like prepping for the video, filming, and then editing and uploading, that took me about a week. It would have been a week tomorrow, or no, it's a week today because I filmed it. I'm filming this on Saturday, and I'm filming this, Jesus, I'm filming this on Saturday, and I filmed that video last Sunday, so it did take me the entire like calendar week to get that video up. I'm gonna also take this brush to just put some of this on my lower lash line, which I like wish I could use my mauve eyeshadow stick, but I want to use just this palette for this video. Ow, I just kind of stabbed my eye with a brush. Okay, now I'm going to put that dark brown shade called Hope. I'm just gonna put it in my outer corner. Again, this is just gonna be like a very basic everyday work look, but I think it's gonna be really pretty. And again, I like, this is the time of year when I'm into these shades anyway. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, last night, okay, I've been watching Love Island. If you didn't know, I'm a Love Island fan. I watch between like UK, US, and Australia. I've watched every season that's come out. But just like the regular Love Island, like I don't really watch Love Island games or anything like that. But I had to stop watching the most recent season of Love Island Australia because it just like, I feel like every single season of Love Island Australia, not saying Australian people are mean, and again, this is like reality TV, so things are gonna be like more exaggerated and staged, but every single season of Love Island Australia has been like the main people who they focus on the most because it creates the most drama, but they're just like so mean, and they're bullies, and they gang up on people and they mock people, and it's just, it got to the point where like I just like hated watching everything. But you know, I kind of want to, like, for the storyline, not for the drama, because I don't like that type of mean bullying drama, but for the storyline I was still watching it. But then the producers, I don't know what they were thinking at all, because I was reading like some online like forums or whatever, and everyone agreed with me where it was just like the producers were keeping the mean people on just for the drama. Like they, if you don't know how Love Island works, oh, I'm using my wrong finger, I'm using my NYX glitter primer. But usually how the show goes is The newest people who like just joined the day before or whatever, they're safe from being eliminated because they want to give them time to like explore connections and stuff like that. But this time they flipped it to where like all of the people who had been there the longest were safe and they got to choose people. And I know they did that just so that they could keep, because it was all like all of the original people, specifically the women, which annoyed me, but they were all the bullies. And I was like, okay, you're doing that, you're like changing the entire premise of the show just to keep these really, really mean people on the show, which that's not even drama at that point. It's just pure bullying. And it's like, I know the show is already, to a certain extent, I'm sure it's rigged, but like now it's just very obvious. And it was just like, I don't know, it left a bad taste in my mouth. I couldn't even finish the season. And I'm like never the type of person who stops watching something in the middle of whatever it is, like a show or a movie. I like almost never DNF a book. But I couldn't watch it anymore. It was so crazy. Like for someone who loves drama and like knows that reality TV is like fake and everything, even that was too much for me. So that was just like something that's been on my mind since last night. I just really, really hate any sort of bullying. Yeah. So this is what that shade looks like blended out. Oh, and that metallic shade is called Stand Up. And I think I'm just gonna leave it like this. And I really, really do like that for, I mean, it's still like a bold look just because the shadows are like very, very punchy and everything, but I would still feel very comfortable wearing this to work. Also the mattes just blended out so perfectly, which is why, I mean, I love the like special shades that this one and the Naughty Nude have in them, but I feel like what makes these like large Huda palettes stand out are the mattes, because it's like one of the best formulas on the market. They're so like, I feel like they're very true to color, and then they're also so easy to blend. But I don't want to ramble too much, so I'm just gonna start with the other eye. I'm gonna do like eyeliner and mascara at the end, but that's why I feel like, where did I put my eyeshadow brush? Oh my gosh. Oh, I put it back. But that is why these large Huda palettes are some of my favorite palettes in my collection. Not only are the color stories good, but the formula is so good. Like I didn't buy the Icy Nude because I heard that it had a few dead shades in it, and also it was just way too light for me. But I feel like if she came out with another large palette, I probably would have bought it. I'm just looking on my hand to see like what I should, oh, you know what, actually I know this is not like in that little column, but it literally doesn't even matter. I think I'm gonna put some of the shade Maverick on my inner corner for this eye, just because it's like obviously a very light shade, but it's not too, oh, never mind, because on my inner corner it does look very punchy, but it's not like a super thick one, so I think it would blend out on my inner corner pretty well. So let's try to blend it out so that I don't make myself look like a fool. Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. And just like the other look, I'm going to kind of like set my primer with this shade here called Freedom. Again, this look, because I use like yellow lighting, everything's looking warmer than it actually is in the palette. But I'm just gonna like set lightly with that shade. Then use this shade Beauty Chaos in kind of the same manner as I did on my right eye, and just put this in my transition and my crease and just build it up. I know I'm being like very, very sloppy with this, but again, these shades blend out so easily and beautifully. I feel like I can literally put my brush anywhere and just blend it out to look like I did that on purpose, so I'm not too worried. And then again, just put a tiny bit of this on my lower lash line to even things out, and that's the second shade done. Again, I'm gonna use my NYX glitter primer. But yeah, now I'm gonna need to find another show to watch, because that Like, that was kind of my go-to. I always watch Love Island, and now I also recently just finished True Blood. As I mentioned, I finished that late last year. I'm gonna take this shade Haphazard and put it all over my eye. And then I'm gonna top it with a lighter shade in the inner half. But first I'm just gonna take, it is so, so pretty. It's kind of, oh, that's like, you can see that shift on camera. I usually can't pick up shifts, but it is so pretty. Yeah, I'm looking for a new show to watch. There are like a few movies that I need to finish because I recently canceled almost all of my subscriptions because, and that's for like everything, not just streaming, because I just realized not only was I spending so much money, but I never have time to do anything, so I just like was barely using these services anyway. I think the only one that I kept was DoorDash because I already paid for the entire year. But once that runs out, I'm not renewing it for sure. Back to what I was originally saying, I do need to finish some movies on some services that are expiring that I just like stopped watching in the middle because like I think I was watching them on the plane coming back from my last trip, and I just like never finished them because I'm always too tired when I get home to like watch an entire movie. But if you have any recommendations for anything, I think the last thing I watched was the now I'm taking the shade Strong AF. It's like one of the marbled shades, and I'm just gonna put it on the inner part of my eye and just like layer it on top. It's not looking as light as it did in the swatch. Okay, there we go. I think I took a little bit too much of the dark part of the marble. Yeah, the last movie I watched was Barbarian, and I am not at all like a horror genre person. Like, I can't even read horror books because it scares me so much. But that movie was actually good. Like, the twist, I was so glad it had that twist because I was thinking, oh, this is just gonna be like another horror movie, like we already know what happens. But no, I didn't. That was pretty good, but in general, I don't like horror, so please don't recommend a horror movie to me. I wasn't even really paying attention to what I was doing, and I think that looks so good. Again, these palettes are so good that like it's hard to mess up. Even with how dark and grungy this palette is, it's so hard to mess it up. I really wish she was still selling these large holiday palettes. And then I think on this eye, I'm gonna take this shade called Rebel. It's a very, very thick shade, but I think I'm gonna like just put some on my pinky and then kind of like sheer it out like on the back of my hand and then apply it to my inner corner. Ooh, that is so pretty. And I think that was like a perfect placement, so I'm just gonna like blend out the edges. I really like that. I did drop my like pinpointed brush on the floor, so I can't even use it to like add any shimmers to my lower lash line. I'm just gonna stick with what I have going on now. It doesn't look like I got any fallout anywhere, which is actually kind of crazy because these shadows are kind of powdery. I'm just gonna do my eyeliner and mascara and be right back. Okay, here's the final look. I did get a bit of mascara under my eye because I freaking poked myself in my eye with my mascara. Like, that's why I don't buy those spiky wand mascaras because that always happens. But other than that, I mean, maybe like it'll blend in with the grungy look. I really, 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 really love how these turned out, especially this eye. I just think it's so cute. I'll have the pictures on the screen so you can see what they look like in like bathroom lighting at a different angle. But oh, this is just so, maybe feel like hunched over. These are so, so pretty. And again, for like the millionth time, I really love this palette so much. But yeah, this is my 2 looks, 1 palette with the Huda Beauty Pretty Grunge. I hope you enjoyed. If you have this palette, I hope it inspires you to bring this out while it's still winter, and these are just like the tones. But yeah, I'll just see you in my next video, and until then, I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.